to give you a quick tour of the car. If you'd like, you can pop up to the front. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the styling cues on the vehicle again, and take you on a quick tour of the 2015 Camry. So as you've heard, we call this a mid-cycle change, but really that's quite a bit of an understatement when you look at the scale of changes we did to this car. And in fact, on the exterior here, as you look at the outside of the car in general, everything has been changed except for the roof. It's a very quick and easy way to tell people. That's what I tell folks in the elevator, right? You've got a wheel track that's a ½ inch wider. You've got all new sheet metal styling. We've got an all new grade strategies. We mentioned inside with the 4 gasoline grades, with your LE and XLE being aimed more towards the comfort-oriented customer, and then your SE and XSE being aimed more towards your performance-minded customer, or performance-minded customer. So if you come up here to the front, you're going to see an all-new hood structure that tapers down into a new front grille area. This is the XSE V6 gasoline model right here, so this is the hot rod of the bunch. You've got a honeycomb grille structure here, some piano black accent, and then this all moves into these smoked headlamp bezels that you see here, and these are on the SE and SE and XSE grades. On the V6 models for XLE and XSE, you'll have LED headlamps. Now moving to the lower bumper, you're also going to see a new design here that incorporates daytime running lights and also the turn signals on the vehicles. That's a very nice finishing piece here in the front end. Now I'm going to move over here to the front wheel, and I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on under the skin on the Camrys here. All Camry models, gas or hybrid, have received 22 additional spot welds on the chassis. We talked about this a little bit yesterday with the Yaris, right? The chassis stiffness or the torsional rigidity is like your foundation of your house. So if we have a stiffer chassis, which we do here, we can now retune the suspension. And that's exactly what we did. So Monty and his gang went at it here, and we retuned all of the spring and shock settings for all the grades to make them a little bit more precise in their handling, but also still offer great ride comfort. As we move out to the outside of the suspension now on the wheel and tire area, the LE models that have 16-inch wheels, those wheels are a ½ inch wider. That gives us a better contact patch with the road and also greatly enhances the LE's ability to get out there and have a little bit of fun if you choose. Now what you see here on the XSE are 18-inch wheels and tire. These are the sportiest of the bunch. So the XSE drivers are going to have a very crisp handling car. They're going to have a suspension that reacts well to both cornering and also road chatter. And then with these low sidewall tires here, you're going to get a very, very precise feel. Now when you get out on the courses today like you did yesterday, you're going to have a lot of twists and turns, which is great to really show this car off. In addition to that, on the XSE and SE models, we took our shock valving technology to a next level. And the shock valves there will actually sense when the car is in like a sweeping turn. Let's say you're out there doing some large sweeping corners where you have slow shock speeds but the car wants to lean. It will help to counteract that. But then if you get into some rougher, like cobblestone type areas where your suspension wants to move a lot, the shocks will sense that and open up the valve a bit and let the suspension move to keep your ride comfortable. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You have a very good suspension for resisting body roll, but also not too stiff so that you don't get a lot of chatter inside the car. In addition to that, gasoline models have a retuned brake system. The components at the wheel are the same, the stopping force is the same, but we've changed the design of our master cylinder and its booster a little bit to give you a more controllable feel, a more precise feel to the brakes, and make it a little bit easier there to modulate them. We've also retuned our electronic power steering. With all that chassis work and suspension work we did, it allows us to retune the steering on the car too. And finally, on the suspension side of things, we retuned our VSC system, our vehicle stability control system, to have its input a little bit more subtle than we did before. But once again, like the brakes, the overall effect is still the same. Now, hopefully none of you will be experiencing that today, but if you should, it's there ready to help you out. I'm going to move now to the rear of the car. We'll talk a little bit about Camry styling here. This rear three-quarter is my favorite angle, and you can really see what's going on the side of the car here from a styling perspective. We've got a lot of convex and concave shapes here. We've got two primary character lines, the upper running through the door handles and stopping just behind the front wheel, and the lower that starts down in front of the rear wheel and runs along the bottom of the car and actually carries through to the bumper. Even the fuel door gets in on the action here, guys. We even put a little crease in that rather than move it. So we've got a lot of styling things happening here on the side to give Camry a very athletic and premium look and feel. Moving out to the back here, in the trunk area, you're going to see restyled tail lamp assemblies. We've got our vortex generators here that create an air vortex around the car and brings the airflow in closer to the car's side at highway speeds to help keep you stable. The trunk, the capacity is the same. Hybrid models will offer you 13.1 cubic feet. Gasoline models will offer you 15.3 cubic feet of storage. You've got a nice integrated spoiler here on the XSE model and an all-new lower bumper fascia here to round out your rear styling. Once again, everything is new outside except for the roof. Let's go ahead and move to the inside. If you want, go ahead and pull some doors open here, and I'll point a few things out to you. Try to give you some cues for when you're out on the course today. One of the things you'll notice when you drive Camry today is that all the driver's seats are 8-way power adjustable no matter what grade you drive. You're going to see new color interior choices there on the inside of the car. They're more coordinated. You're going to see all new seat fabrics as you get into the seats. This XSE interior, this is the dark interior for XSE. You see a mixed media seat there with leather and a suede material. Notice the red stitching though. That's a nice accent color. It's incorporated on the door panel, the seats, the gear shift lever, and the armrest to really tie everything in and give it a sporty look. All of our door panels are going to have more soft touch materials on them to give them a more luxurious feel, and all the switch panels now for each grade look as you do here with the black overall treatment with a satin chrome finish. Okay. Then moving over here to the left of the steering wheel, if you're in an XLE or XSE model, you'll see your controls for your advanced driver assistance systems. So if you have a car there and you want to engage your adaptive cruise control, or perhaps turn on your blind spot monitor with cross traffic alerts, those switches are right here to the left of your steering wheel. So try those out. Now as you're sitting behind the steering wheel there in the driver's seat today, look through it. You're going to see an all-new gauge cluster on there. You're going to see our new 4.2-inch multi-information display that Bill mentioned in the presentation. Note all the information you can get from your car. That display really helps your car talk to you. You can see what's going on there. If you look at it right now, it not only tells me that I have a door open on the car, but it actually says which ones are open, which I think is great. How many of you have had a door jar light on your car and you don't know if it's the rear hatch, the trunk, or one of your doors, and you've got to get out and try them all, right? So that's the kind of information we've gone to there, and that display is also color customizable by you, the driver. You can go in the settings part of it and change the color based on your mood. Now moving to the right of that, you're going to see an all-new center stack area there. The first thing I notice about it is that the clock is gone from the dashboard. It's now inside the radio display, so that cleans it up. The buttons are larger, easier to use. We have all new in-tune sound systems here for you to try out today. Some of our NVH treatments on the car really help those perform better, and I'll talk about those right now. The first thing we did was we moved the outer mirror out about 5 millimeters to slow down the velocity of the air around the door. In addition to that, if I was to pull off one of these interior door panels, you would see door service holes in the sheet metal inside the door where we install components. Those have been plugged now with custom fit door service hole plugs that help seal that area up and also reduce noise in the cabin. Our final major NVH reduction treatment is that the carpeting now has an integrated insulator in it that increases the amount of insulation we have in the car. So cabin noise in the new Camry is greatly reduced. It allowed us to retune the amplifiers on all the sound systems, both the bass sound system and the JBL, to enhance their performance. So when you're not out there having fun in the twisties today, turn your radio up and enjoy the discs we have in the cars for you. Sound systems are fabulous. Moving below the sound system now, you're going to see the HVAC controls. Those dials have been revised. We've got a new center console area there that's also been restyled that takes you back to the center armrest area. Moving to the rear of the interior, the gasoline models are going to have a 60-40 split folding bench seat, and the releases for those are in the trunk area there. Let's talk a little bit about Camry safety. We'll round this out here. Camry offers you 10 airbags. We offer our Toyota Star safety system as standard equipment on all the grades. And as I mentioned earlier, you have some of the advanced safety systems available on the XSE and XLE models, such as your adaptive radar cruise control, pre-collision system, and the blind spot monitor system, and also a lane departure alert system too. So we've also got a great host of safety features here for you on Camry that really round out this vehicle's package. So you've got now 4 grades that appeal to a wider range of consumers. You've got a lot of capability, 5-passenger seating, comfort, but you have sporting driving capability. We've got a very, very well-rounded automobile here. Monty and I and some of the guys were out a couple days ago testing these on the local roads, just as you are, and we all had grins on our faces. So I hope you do today too. Please enjoy this car to its fullest. Get out there and have a good time in it. And if you have any questions, we're around all day to talk to you about it.